The quality of your life pretty much comes down to the quality of your habits. When you build and create good habits, you make your life better. If you work out and follow a healthy diet consistently, you will be healthy and fit. If you practice and work on a skill every day, you will learn and improve on that skill. Same goes for the opposite. If you smoke every day, you will ruin your health. If you eat junk food consistently, you will gain fat and develop health problems. If you don't work on your craft, you will slowly lose that skill and minimize your chances of being successful in that area. That is the nature of the habit, and we all want to have good habits in our lives and lose the bad ones. But of course, it takes a lot of work to build a habit. Just because you, for example, ate healthy for a couple of days, that doesn't make it a habit. Most people, including me, more often find themselves in the process of developing a habit instead of actually having that habit, and it's also easy to lose the habit once you stop the consistency. Usually, to gain momentum and build a habit, it's important to start small. Again, it's about the consistency, and that's why it's called building a habit. And to gain that momentum and practice consistency, we can start by developing small habits that can make our everyday life a little better. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 habits that I practice every single day that are not essential to do, but can make your day and your life more fulfilling and better in the long run. Let's start with a habit that I don't actually follow every single day, but on the days that I do, this habit helps me to sleep better and to wake up and start my day better. And it's the habit of not using your phone or any electronic devices for a period of time after you wake up and before you go to sleep. When I first started to practice this habit, I just felt better when I didn't check my phone first thing in the morning, and also I was more focused on the tasks I needed to do for the day. And when I turned off my phone an hour or 30 minutes before going to bed, the next day I felt more rested and energized. And there is actually scientific proof for why you should consider adopting this habit for both mornings and nights. When you check your phone instantly when you wake up, you are exposed to blue light, which comes from LED screens found in most smartphones, tablets, and computers. And this blue light kicks your alertness, and that's why when you are groggy and sleepy, checking your phone seems to wake you up a bit. And sometimes, if you stay on your phone longer, you become alert and can easily jump out of the bed and start the day. This happens because of the strong melatonin, which is the sleep hormone that regulates your sleep and wake cycle suppression effect from the blue light, as found in a 2011 study published in a journal of applied physiology. Sounds good, right? Well, this alertness actually increases your anxiety and stress because of the strong melatonin suppression while you are just starting to wake up. Light is actually very important when you wake up to get you ready for the day, but it's not blue light, it's sunlight. So the alternative to using your phone when you wake up is to just open your blinds and look out the window. Or maybe just stepping outside when drinking coffee or tea, and the light from the sun will naturally reduce your melatonin levels and get you ready for the day. Also, as I mentioned, using your phone before going to sleep also has negative effects. So we already know that blue light from screens reduces your melatonin levels, which regulate your state of alertness and sleepiness, and that blue light and that melatonin suppression due to those screens actually makes it harder to fall asleep. That's exactly what happens when you use your phone right before going to sleep. It will be harder to fall asleep, and your quality of sleep will also be reduced. The National Sleep Foundation recommends to stop using your smartphone devices at least 30 minutes before going to bed, and you will see just how quickly you fall asleep and also how much better you feel the next day. Trust me, it really works, and the same rule applies when you wake up in the morning. Try to stay away from your phone at least 30 minutes after waking up. Combining these morning and night routines will definitely help you in your everyday life. But now let's talk about a habit that is super important to plan and execute your days. And that habit is having a to-do list. Now, if you search the term how to be productive on the internet, you will definitely find that creating and having a to-do list is high on the list, and that is no coincidence. This simple productivity tool has been around for ages, and it worked because humans naturally need structure in their day, and a to-do list system helps to create that. Studies show that creating a to-do list and just doing the tasks that are in the to-do list actually helps you to reduce your anxiety and stress, but it can also reduce these things by just creating the list itself. So if you just create a to-do list for the day without having anything done yet, it can help you to lower that stress as you create structure. It is because your brain holds on to information and tasks that it hasn't completed yet, and when you write it down on a piece of paper or your to-do list app, it no longer needs to hold on to that information and just focus on the task at hand. This is called the Zeigarnik effect, named after a Soviet psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, who found that humans tend to remember the tasks that are unfinished or interrupted more as opposed to tasks which are finished. I use a to-do list pretty much every day, and I usually create it the night before, as that helps me to start my day already knowing what exactly I have to do. And I use this app simply called To-Do List, and just to be clear, I am not sponsored to say this, but that's just the app I use and I really like it. Also, what I started to do more often is to prioritize my tasks by placing them in order from one to whatever, to have even more structure in the day. What we usually do is we overcomplicate the list by adding tasks which are not that necessary and just stress out and feel overwhelmed, and most likely there are just a couple of the most important tasks you need to do in the day, so just find those tasks and focus on them. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you might remember that I tracked my personal finances for 30 days as a challenge, and that's the one habit that I've been following the most consistently since. Of course, I no longer track my finances in a journal, as I find that way to be more time consuming, and also you waste a lot of paper. So nowadays, I use this app, which again, I'm not sponsored by it, called One Money, and it's so much more convenient as you don't need to calculate everything by yourself as I did when I tracked my expenses in a journal, and you just add in your accounts, your saving accounts, and just add the expenses and incomes as you receive it. Also, I would recommend buying the premium package or whatever it's called to get rid of the ads, and also because then you can add as many categories for your income sources as you want. And I think there are a few more benefits, but I don't remember. I think that having this habit helps me a lot every day, as I am just more mindful of what I buy, and I also save more money. And I think it's also especially important to budget nowadays during the quarantine, as you never know when things can get worse and you might lose your job or just be forced to not work for a bit, and I think it's good to have some money saved up to fall back on. Also, as you guys probably remember, I moved from my parents' house about 2 months ago, and I'm just really grateful to have this habit in my life, as if I moved out when I was 18, let's say, with the same knowledge of finances when I was 18, I would just be stressed out at the end of the month when I need to pay the bills, because I would just, throughout the month, I would spend like money on just useless things. So I'm just really grateful for that, and I think it's super important to cultivate this habit as early in your life as possible. So these were the 3 small habits that I practice in my daily life, and I want to know what kind of habits, big or small, do you guys practice? So leave a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative and useful, please leave a like and subscribe for more weekly self-improvement content. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram for daily self-improvement content, and also if you want to support me and this channel, you can do that by going in the description down below and going on the links to my Patreon and my PayPal, and also the link to my Instagram will be also in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and stay on your journey.